Hi Monstars, I'm Coach Sarahbell and today I'm going to tell you another story and we're going to do some yoga poses along the way. Today's story is The Wizard of Oz and it's a story about a farm girl named Dorothy and her puppy Toto. Now one day, Toto went and kind of tried to bite a really nasty woman. And this really nasty woman wanted to take Toto away. And Dorothy really didn't want that. Can we all do our puppy dog pose together? Pretend to be Toto? But we're not going to try and bite anyone, okay? Put your hands and your feet on the floor and your bottoms in the air. Excellent job. And we're going to hold it here. Then if you're feeling very comfortable, you can pick one leg up off the ground and wave it around like a little puppy's tail. Let's try the other leg too. Up in the air and wave it around like a puppy's tail. Good job. Well done, Monstars. So, this horrible lady took Toto in a basket on the back of her bicycle. Let's all ride our bicycles together. We're going to sit on our bottoms, put our hands behind us to be nice and steady, pick our feet up and pedal our bicycles. Pedal, 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 pedal. Good job. She pedaled the bicycle, trying to take Toto away. But Toto jumped out of the basket and ran all the way back home to Dorothy. How lucky. But of course, Dorothy was quite scared that the mean lady would come back again. And while she was trying to figure out how to hide her puppy, a cyclone came and lifted the entire house up. Can everybody show me your house hats? Good job. And we're going to make a cyclone together. What we're going to do is we're going to go back on our bottoms, lift our feet up, and spin ourselves around with our hands. You ready? Whee! Can you make yourself spin around like a cyclone? Good job. Try the other way so you don't get dizzy. Good job, everybody. The whole house went up in this cyclone all the way over the rainbow. We're going to make rainbows together now, which is quite tricky. Rainbows go woo, over like this. And that's what we're going to do with our bodies. So, we're going to put our feet on the floor like this. And we're going to put our hands like bunny ears behind our heads and lie down. Putting your hands on the ground. You need to try and take your bottom and your head off the floor. And make a rainbow. Make sure your head is not on the floor and make sure your bottom isn't on the floor. You're making a big arching rainbow. If you can't get your head off the floor, that's okay. You can put your hands behind your feet and lift your bottom off the floor like this and make a rainbow like that. Well done, everybody. Let's hold our rainbows for a little bit. And coming down. So Dorothy and Toto have landed over the rainbow. And when they're there, they meet the Good Witch of the North, Galinda. Now Galinda arrives in a big bubble. Can everyone reach out and make a big bubble? And we're going to blow our bubbles up together. Are you ready? Take a deep breath in and blow your bubble up. And take a deep breath in. Blow your bubble up. Well done. So Galinda comes down and she asks, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" And Dorothy says, "I'm not a witch. I'm just a girl." And Glinda says, "But you dropped your house on the evil witch, on the wicked witch, and killed her so that we're all safe from the wicked witch." And all of the little munchkins came out to thank her for killing the wicked witch, even though she didn't mean to. But there, underneath her house that had dropped from over the rainbow, was a couple of little wicked witch feet. All the munchkins came out to say thank you. We're going to be munchkins now. Munchkins are teeny tiny little people. So we're going to crouch on our feet like this. And we're going to waddle around like teeny tiny little people, little munchkins. Good job, everybody. So, after all of the munchkins said thank you, the wicked witch of the west flew in. Not the one that was under the house, the other wicked witch. Oh my goodness. Can we fly like a wicked witch? We're going to stand up, put our arms out, put one foot on the floor, and the other foot is going to go behind us. And we're going to lift that foot up as high as we can and try and balance and fly like a wicked witch. Can anyone make a wicked witch laugh while they're flying? Good job, Monstars. Let's try the other side. One foot on the floor, arms out, one foot behind you, and lift it as high as you can. Well done. Excellent job, Monstars. So in comes the Wicked Witch of the West, and she's very, very angry at Dorothy. So the good witch, Glinda, puts magical ruby slippers on Dorothy's feet to protect her from the Wicked Witch. Can we all stand up on our tippy toes like we're in pretty high heels? Very good job, everybody. Well done. Now Dorothy has these magical heels to help protect her from the Wicked Witch. But the Wicked Witch is still very, very angry, and Dorothy really wants to go home. And so Glinda and the Munchkins tell Dorothy that if she wants to get home and away from this Wicked Witch, all she has to do is follow the yellow brick road. So off she goes, following the yellow brick road. We're going to follow the yellow brick road together, putting one foot in front of the other. It's a very narrow road. Well done. Now as she walks along the road with Toto, it gets a little bit wider and it's a bit easier to walk. And she eventually runs into a scarecrow at an intersection. Do you know what an intersection is? An intersection is where there's one road that goes one way and one road that goes the other way, and everything is crisscrossed over. We're going to make an intersection together with all of our arms and legs being roads. With all of our arms and legs being roads. So we're going to have one road going out there, one road going out there, and one road going out there. Whoa! Can you balance like this? Good job, Monstars. Well done. Let's try the other way. One road going up there, one road going out there, and one road going out there. Whoa! Good job, everybody. Well done. So Dorothy's not sure which way to go. And the Scarecrow says, well, some people go that way. And she goes, did you just speak? You're a Scarecrow. And he says, well, some people go that way. And other people go that way. But he can't make up his mind because he doesn't have a brain. What a funny thing for a Scarecrow to say. Anyway, Dorothy says to him, well, you know, I'm going to find a wizard to help me get home. And all I have to do is follow the yellow brick road. Would you like to come with me? And the Scarecrow says, well, yeah, definitely. I'd love to. So the Scarecrow, this flippy floppy Scarecrow, hops down off his Scarecrow stick to come and help Dorothy. Do you reckon we can all be Scarecrows together? We're going to have flippity floppy arms and we're going to flop to one side. then we're going to flop to the other side. And then the other side. And then the other side. Well done, floppy scarecrows. So off the two of them go. Eventually, they find another strange figure along the road. A man made out of tin. And he's all rusted solid, so he can't move. And they help by oiling him using the oil can so that he can move all of his limbs. Can we all try and be a tin man together? Tin men can't move very well, but they can bend their knees. So we're going to bend our knees like this. One in front, one behind. And they find it very hard to move their arms. You know, move our arms like this. And move our arms up. We've got to keep everything very straight and strong. And bring our arms down. And bring them down. And then we've got to switch around. Whoop. Bring our arms up. Our arms up. And then bring them down. And come all the way back to the front. So the Tin Man told them that when the tinsmith made him, he forgot to give him a heart. He was all hollow inside. And they said, well, we're going to see a wizard to help get Dorothy home and to help the Scarecrow to get a brain. Why don't you come with us? And maybe he can give you a heart. He thought that's a great idea. So off the three of them went, wandering through the forest to find the wizard, following the yellow brick road. And then they came across a lion. All right, we're going to do some lion poses together. The first one is a cat, because lions are big cats. So we're going to be on our hands and knees, like this. And we're going to put our hands on the ground, and we're going to do a happy cat. Meow, meow. And now grumpy cats. Lifting up your tummies. And then drop your tummy back down. Do your happy cat. Excellent. And your grumpy cats. Very good job, everybody. Well done. The difference between just a normal cat and a lion, though, is lions are much bigger and they've got great big manes. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit up on our hands, on our knees, and bring our hands out here and make a big lion roar. Roar! And then bring it back in. Are you ready? We're going to do a big lion roar. You ready? Roar! And then bring it back in. Good job. So they meet this scary, scary lion. And then Dorothy accidentally steps on his tail and he starts crying. He's like, why would you do that to me? And Dorothy says, well, you were trying to eat us. And he says, I'm sorry. I'm just a big coward. I don't have any courage. And they said, well, we're going to see a wizard. Why don't you come with us? And he can give you some courage. And he's like, that's a great idea. So all four of them and Toto, all five of them, head off to see the wizard. And finally they make it to the Emerald City. And the Emerald City is a huge, big green city. It's massive and it's shiny. And they go in and see the wizard. And the wizard is a big face in flames. So we're going to make some flames together. We're going to sit with our legs apart. And we're going to make a big fire. You ready? And our hands are going to go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Can you do that? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Excellent. And the wizard says to them, I can't do anything for you until you do something for me. You have to go and get the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West and bring it to me. And then I'll help you. And they were terrified. They'd have to go and find the Wicked Witch of the West. But Dorothy really, really wanted to go home. And the wizard was the only one that was going to be able to help her. And all of her friends, they they really needed help too. So together, they went into the witch's forest to find her and bring back her broomstick. So, we're going to make a big forest all together. Everybody stand up. And we're going to do our trees. So we put our hands together and we stand on one foot and try and balance. Well done. When you're feeling really balanced, if you want to, you can bring your foot up even higher. Well done, monsters. What a great looking forest of trees. Let's try it on the other side. Bring one foot up. Put it on top of your other foot. And if you're feeling super duper well balanced, you can bring it all the way up. Good job. All right. So they went through this forest of trees and found the witch's castle, which was guarded by huge big flying monkeys. We're going to be big flying monkeys together. We're going to put our feet apart, our hands out like big wings, and we're going to bend our knees and fly our wings up nice and tall and bend our knees down and fly our wings up nice and tall and bend your knees and up we go and down. Very good job. Well done. So these big flying monkeys were guarding the witch's castle, but they managed to sneak in and find the witch. And the witch threw a big fireball at the scarecrow to try and burn him up. And Dorothy, she grabbed a bucket of water and threw it on the scarecrow to put out the fire. But you know what else it did? The water touched the Wicked Witch and she started melting. Can we all melt into the ground? She started melting, 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 until she was just a little puddle on the floor. And there was no more Wicked Witch. And all of her followers went, "Yay! You killed the Wicked Witch! Now we don't have to be her slaves anymore." And they said, "Well, we don't really need you to thank us. It was an accident, but we could really use her broomstick if you wouldn't mind us taking it." And they said, "Here you go, take the broomstick and thank you for freeing us. We're all going to be broomsticks together." This is my favorite yoga move. We're going to put our feet apart and we're going to flop our heads all the way down to the floor and swing back and forth like a broom on the ground. You ready? Flop your head down and let your hair sweep the floor. Swing back and forth. Flop, flop, flop. Well done. All right, up we come. Good job. So, they've defeated the Wicked Witch of the West and they've got her broomstick and they bring her back to the Wizard of Oz, to the Good Wizard. And while they're there watching him in his big flames, Toto runs behind a little curtain, opens it up. Turns out the Wizard of Oz is just a man. He's not really a scary flame face after all. And he says, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie. It's just everyone... Well, I crashed here many, many years ago in a hot air balloon and everyone thought that I was a wizard, so I just let them keep believing that I was." And he said to them, "Look, Scarecrow, I'm sorry, I can't give you a brain, but I think you're pretty smart already. I mean, you helped defeat the Wicked Witch. What I can give you is a diploma for being smart and having brains. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our brains to hold up our bodies." Sounds a bit tricky, but I reckon we can do it. We're going to come down onto the floor and we're going to sit like a froggy. You ready? And we're going to put our forehead on the floor and try and balance our knees on our elbows. Can you bend your elbows like this? Put them in your knees like this. All right, we're going to try and balance our knees on our elbows and lift our feet up off the floor behind us. Good job. And come back down. Well done for using your brains. Good job, everyone. The next was the Tin Man, who didn't have a heart. And the Wizard of Oz said to him, well, you might not physically have a heart, but you're the most kind and caring person ever. I mean, you risked your life to help Dorothy get back home. That takes a lot of heart. We're going to make hearts together. It's going to be pretty tricky, but I reckon we can do it. We're going to sit on our bottoms and we're going to lift our feet up. 1 and 2 and try and balance. Well done. And we're going to imagine that the top of the heart is being completed. Like this. Well done. Very nice work, Monstars. And finally, we get to the lion. And the wizard says, you don't think you have courage? But you just went and fought a wicked witch. I think you have more courage than anyone. We're going to do huge big lion roars. Massive big lion roars. Just like we did before, but even bigger. We're going to bring our arms all the way out. Are you ready? We're going to show that lion courage. Let's go. Ready, set, go. Roar! Well done. Let's try it again. You ready? Set, go. Roar! Well done. So the Scarecrow does have a brain, and the Tin Man does have a heart, and the lion does have some courage. The only problem is, how is Dorothy going to get home? Oh no. Well, the Wizard of Oz had an idea for that too. He said, you know, I'm from Kansas too, and I still have the hot air balloon that I came here in. Maybe you and I can fly home together. So the two of them hopped in a hot air balloon. Are you ready? We're going to hop in hot air balloons together. So we're going to lie on our tummies and we're going to make the top of the hot air balloon. We're going to put both our feet up. We're going to grab our ankles, hold tight and lift everything off the ground so only your tummy's on the ground, bending your back up to make a big hot air balloon. Well done, everybody. Good job. And down we come. So, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz jumped into the hot air balloon and they were about to take off when Toto jumped out and he went running off into the crowd. And so then Dorothy had to jump out and run off after Toto, and then off the balloon goes without Dorothy in it. Now she thinks she'll never get home. But suddenly, the Good Witch of the North, Glinda, showed up in her big bubble again. Can we blow a big bubble like Glinda? Good job. And she says to Dorothy, you've always been able to get home. All you have to do is click your heels together and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. We're going to try that together. Everybody lie down on your back and clip your feet together. 1, 2, 3. There's no place like home. 1, 2, 3. There's no place like home. And I want you to imagine your home. I want you to imagine your bedroom or somewhere that you feel safe. Somewhere that you'd like to go right now. And together we're going to take 3 deep breaths and blow ourselves all the way home. Are you ready? Take a deep breath in. Last one. Well done, everybody. When you're ready, you can sit up. And that's the end of the story. Dorothy and Toto made it home to their families, and everyone was happy. Thanks for doing this story with me. I'll see you next time. Bye, Mini Monsters.